Uh, Is the TV live or not?
Yes, it is. It's just like it's the olden days, just
Okay.
like it's all on cable.
Shouldn't it be on the TV? Shouldn't it be when we're live?
Yeah, she's live. She's capturing it like
Okay.
back in the olden days.
Usually you're on the screen. Anyway, good evening. Welcome to the Needham Zoning
there
Board
we
of
go.
Appeals for May 16, 2024. As I said, Daphne. First on our agenda is to review and approve the minutes from the April 24th meeting. Has everybody on the board who is voting on this reviewed the minutes?
Yes, we have.
May I entertain a motion to approve the minutes?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Minutes are approved. We have an application by the town of Needham at 1330 Highland Avenue, Emery Grove Building, to consider a plan substitution to General Plan SP.C4 dated April 15th, 2022 for a de minimis change to the parking lot. 61 spaces will be provided instead of 62 spaces, and adding 4 EV parking spaces and installing bollards associated with the 1330 Highland Ave ZBA special permit that we issued on May 19th, 2022. Would you please introduce yourself for the record?
Yes, good evening. I'm Hank Haff. I'm Director of Building Design and Construction for the town of Needham. I report to the Permanent Public Building Committee, who is overseeing the project. And you've already gone through the details of what we have in place. We're making great progress on the renovation. Perhaps you've seen it as you've been driving by. They're working on all the interior fit out, and starting next month, they will begin the exterior improvements, hence the meeting tonight. And if you can bring up that plan so the audience can also see. And I think you received a copy of the plan.
Yes, absolutely.
And I can, the changed areas are bubbled up on the top. I don't know if it's helpful if I walk up there.
We won't necessarily be able to hear you, so if you want to, I think we can all see from here.
Yep. So at the top of the plan, you can see a bubbled 8. The engineer drew 8 spaces in the approved plan, and he labeled it 9. So hence, that's how we lost 1 space. The contractor was starting to do the layout, and he realized there are only 8 spaces there. And as you had indicated, the number of people who actually work in the building is in the low 40s. So there is adequate space for visitor parking. And in all of the, so that's the primary change in terms of car parking. And it amends the table that was also on that drawing. Then the other thing is, in all of the new buildings and renovations, the town is not trying to put in electric vehicle charging stations. So the proposal here is to add 4 parking spaces adjacent to the building. It achieves several objectives. One is there are employees who do drive EVs, and also there are the school department is looking into the purchase of EV vans for shuttling students. And so they could be charged here and charged overnight.
Would this only be used for municipal employees? Or would it be open for the public after hours?
That is a policy decision that the school department will have to make. As soon as they purchase the EV vans, they will want to be charging overnight.
Okay.
The EV charging stations that are placed here and in the other 2 other public parking lots, those are open to the public. These would be limited hours, but that transition once there's the Climate Action Plan Committee, from which I just came, is recommending that the select board adopt an EV first policy for all new procurements for the fleet.
I read, and I don't know what, that that the town adopted a policy recently on EV and more public access and time limits and things like that.
Yes, that is correct. And it's consistent with other local towns, that the policy for the EV charging out here.
I'm particularly interested since I picked up a hybrid, so.
Well, I plug in every day, so
How long? I'm only teasing, all right. You can continue with it.
maximum 4 hours.
All right, good.
So, and the other advantage of having the EV charging stations adjacent to the building is it stops the gas, the exhaust from vehicles who might otherwise be parking there from coming into the building. The fresh air intakes are all up at the top of the building, but if people have their windows open, I think it's a good policy. And then the site bollards, we're adding bollards in 2 locations. You can see the trash enclosure and the proposed addition, which is the loading dock that's outlined near the bottom of the page. We're just adding bollards to protect those as trucks are backing in.
What is a bollard?
Around cement,
Yeah, if you go outside,
That you
you'll
can't
see
smash.
they're yellow bollards that are adjacent to the EV charging stations. It's a 6-inch steel tube
steel.
filled with concrete, buried 4 to 5 feet into the ground and sticking above the ground, depending on what it's protecting. It's to stop a car from driving into the building.
if you are in Washington Street in Newton by chance, they have them in Newton, West Newton, because there was a tragedy
Over
there.
the pizza shop.
Yes,
Yes,
right there.
okay.
So big things. It's supposed to stop cars from
Right, I
plowing
hope
into
it works there, yeah.
Yes, and the other bollards that we're putting in are along Highland Avenue in front of the transformer. Those are required by Eversource, and we didn't have them in the originally approved plan.
And that's it, right?
That's it.
So we had a comment from the building inspector, and he had absolutely no concerns with the proposed changes. I'll open it up to the public. There's no one here. Anyone on Zoom World with comments on these changes?
There is no hand raised.
So it appears to be a de minimis change. Obviously, everything I see from the town and your department is detailed. These seem to be just oversights and things that have to be upgraded in the normal sense. I have no concerns whatsoever. And if anybody has any questions, otherwise I'd entertain a motion to approve this as a de minimis plan change.
I thank you for your presentation. I think you did a nice job upgrading us on the EV, and that seems a de minimis as well.
Comments, thoughts? Nick?
I'd like to put a motion on the table to amend the previously issued special permit in all appropriate areas, specifically 512, 513J, 513K, 513M as applicable, for a change in the drawing page SPC4 to reduce the parking spot.
To make a finding that it's a de minimis change and
make a
allow a
finding,
plan
yes.
substitution?
Yes, to make the findings the minutes change and allow plans.
So there's a motion, a second.
Second the motion.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, congratulations.
very much.
Thank you for coming in and continue work, and we look forward to seeing it in October 1.
Me too.
What?
Thank you.
Thank you. And if you need me to sign something,
I will be writing
Okay.
it
What
up.
The plan.
okay, you
And
have,
then,
It's the same number, SPC4.
just sign the plan, the revised plan when it's in.
Exactly.
That's fine.
I'll follow it.
Okay. Next on our agenda is a 37 Mosley Avenue. This was continued from our April hearing, and we have a request by council for the applicant to seek another continuance until the June meeting. Is the building department had concerns about, I believe, the roof and they're redesigning that. So I'd entertain a motion to, again, continue the 37 Mosley Avenue hearing to the June public hearing.
John, a quick question. How many times may it be continued? This is now the second continuance?
The first one was basically because we had a lack of quorum, because we had a conflict on our board and didn't have enough people here to hear it. So this is truly their first request. That they submitted the request at our request, the first one.
Okay, good enough. So, sure, I so move that this be continued to the June hearing date.
Okay, motion second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. So what time is that going to be in June?
We can go ahead and make them at 7:30.
Okay. Anything else on our agenda? We've signed our decision. At this point, I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
Second that.
I need a motion.
I'll
A second?
put a second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We're adjourned. Thank you. Good evening.
I thought you were motioning, because I didn't think you needed a motion.